What's up, guys? It's 501K here, back again on YouTube for y'all. If you're new to my channel, my name is Kendall from Wisconsin. I'm 19. I'm fruity, yeah. If you just made it to my channel consists of about spiritual videos, mukbangs, vlogs. Well, no matter the motherfucking video, it's not about motherfucking live by. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sick. I'm trying to push through and do my motherfucking intro for y'all because I can't. But I'm trying. I'm here for y'all. I'm here to tell a story. This is not clickbait. This is not for fun. This is not for funsies or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Now, before we get into the motherfucking video though, make sure I leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn notifications on if you want to find out how my mother almost killed me. Well, this is not funny. I should not be. This is a very serious video. This is a very serious topic. You know what I'm saying, y'all? So, we'll get right into it. This is gonna also start off in 2022. So 2 years ago. This is literally right back before I left home. And disclaimer before I get into this video, y'all. I'm not on here to bash anybody. I'm not here to bash my mom. I'm not here to bash my family members involved. But I'm here to tell the story how to tell it. And this is, well, not tell how to tell. I'm gonna tell how it is. I'm gonna tell the truth. And this is my perspective, intros. I was gonna say intro perspective, but that's not even a fucking word. Is that a word? I don't know. But I'm gonna tell my perspective of the story, what happened, and I'm gonna date the shit all the way back to the beginning. So I'm gonna tell about the relationship with my mom, how things escalated and how things got there, and all that shit, and all that fun shit. It's not funny, but it's not fun, but I'm just telling. But anyways, so I'm gonna just go back all the way to my childhood. So my childhood, my mom growing up was not bad. It really wasn't. It was good. It was good for the most part. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have both parents involved in my life. My dad passed away when I was 6. So I have small memories of him, but I know exactly I know who my dad is, but I don't have enough to be like, oh, like this is paper color, I don't have that information. I just know who he looks like. I was around him, and I remember he taught me how to tie my shoes and stuff like that. So from after 6, whatever, I just had my mom in my life, okay? So me and my mom's relationship was pretty good. And I always loved being around my mom, loved going to the grocery store, all that. I loved doing stuff and helping her, cooking for her, all that. I was real big into cooking when I was younger and shit. I wanted to be a chef. I wanted to be on Master Junior, all that shit. And as I got older, I grew out of it. I mean, I went from cooking to dancing. I stopped dancing. Started drawing, getting into art. I tried to do dub smash for a little bit, dub smash and drawing. Yeah, if y'all know me, if y'all know, y'all know. If y'all been watching this channel for a minute, I was on dub smash. Yeah. And then I went from TikTok. I was on TikTok dancing for a little bit, and then when everybody stopped dancing, whatever, I just was doing the little thirst traps and all this shit. And then that's how my page got to where it's at now. So, with me and my mom, my mom was always like the superwoman in my life. Always, you know what I'm saying? Mom and dad played the role, whatever. My mom was a really good mom. You know what I'm saying? I never really saw any of the stuff that we went through happening as a child. But yeah, that's what pretty much overall summary of how me and my mom's relationship was when I was a child. But the biggest thing I would say is growing up, I really didn't feel like I was able to express myself as much. You pretty much had to be delusional to, whatever my mom's delusions were. It was literally if she felt some type of way about something, you're gonna feel the same type of way. And it was really that sense of superiority right here. So it's y'all already kind of get the whole narcissist role, you know what I'm saying, going on right now. So it was for instance, you know how you're instantly influenced by what your parents think, oh, like I have to do this, or I have to think this because my mom thinks this or my dad thinks this. You know what I'm saying? Like people around you influence about what you think. Like my mom said she was like, for instance, she would say stuff about like the community, like, oh, bitches kissing on bitches, and she told a story one day about like how she had basically like this trauma from another relative or somebody she knew that was like gay and wanted her to like kind of like be into it, and she wasn't feeling it, and so she felt some type of way towards that girl for a while. Long story, but she told me a story one day, and I kind of took it in. Now that now that looking back at the situation, I was like, damn, I think that could have been trauma for her, but I didn't see it like that. But I was just thinking like, you know what I'm saying? This is my mom. She knows what she's talking about. So, you know what I'm saying? Why not, you know what I'm saying, think as she's thinking. So, you know, growing up in middle school, I would see like people in the community, gay people, all that. And I would be thinking about the things that my mom would say, and it was hard to really separate that from my own thoughts and my own judgment of people. Like, if but then deep down inside, like I always wonder like why do gay people get treated differently and stuff like that. So I never treat them bad or anything. It just in the back of my head, like I knew like from the, you know, my family was being told, my mom was saying like don't be around these groups of people, don't, you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, my mom had a gay client. My mom does hear that, by the way, and she had a gay client like all my life growing up, whatever, doing her hair, all that. And I'm just like, okay, but you feel this type of way towards gay people, but then your client's gay. I don't know. But I was like, I don't know. I guess we're all playing along with the delusion. Let's all be a character in the show. So I'm like, okay. So basically from that, sixth grade came. Me and her was cool. It was good. Elementary was cool. It was good. And back to where like I felt like I couldn't really express myself. And sorry, and I apologize, y'all, too, if this story is like all over the place. But it's like I'm trying to think back to all this shit so I can collect all the memories and not forget, because I would write this shit down, but I was just like, fuck it, let me just record and just get off before I miss some shit. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I really feel like I couldn't really express myself much. It was like I could speak and say certain stuff and voice how I felt, but it was like to an extent. You know what I mean? Like you can't really say all of how you feel, because you know what I'm saying? She's gonna talk over you. She's gonna say this. She's gonna have a rebuttal that's gonna switch your way of, you know what I'm saying, feeling like your feelings aren't validated. But you like, it's like, you know, that narcissist has that certain control over you where it's like you trying to say what you're trying to say, but then they say something and you're like, oh, maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe, and that's the manipulation with it. Like it's like you can't really say how you feel, regardless if you're right or you're wrong. Whatever you say in their head is like, no, it's not cutting it. You know what I'm saying? So imagine that, me not even knowing I was even being raised by a narcissist. So that was like not even to my knowledge until I got older. So sixth grade came, we was cool, we was good. Seventh grade, I was starting to, well, if y'all already watched my story, how I came out, this story, that story would connect to this story. So seventh grade, if y'all don't know, if y'all new here, whatever, I was in the closet, confused about my sexuality. I didn't really tell nobody, kept it to myself, all that. And mind you, growing up, I was really a people pleaser. I was really just, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever I could do to help people, smile all the time, stay in a child's place. Child's place, you know, black people's term, child's place. And you know what I'm saying, minding my business. I was heavy into video games, because of my uncle, whatever. And I was just doing, I had a lot of different hobbies and stuff, and then I love Legos, all that stuff, me and my brother especially. And yeah, so I'm a people pleaser. Mad at me, people pleaser, not really know who I am. In middle school now, still don't know who I am. I dated this one girl. I thought I liked her, ended up liking her in a best friend type way. I even kissed the girl and everything, and I just didn't like her. But from that gave me experience in all this shit around liking girls, whatever. And I used to come to my mom for advice about her. And you know what I'm saying? She was just like, as long as you know what I'm saying, happy and have a girl that's, you know what I'm saying, great and all this shit and not ghetto, ratchet, all that. I'm like, okay. you know what I'm saying, great advocate for dating advice. Go mom, you know what I'm saying? Until 8th grade, where I was confused about my sexuality. I was really getting bullied. I was getting bullied a lot because, especially, people put labels on you, assume you're gay, you're soft spoken, you talk with your hands, you know what I'm saying? People automatically put those labels on you. You're not fitting society's standard definition of what a man is, you're gay. And that's how my middle school was. Everybody was all homophobic. They normalized that shit. It was normalized. It was bad normalized. And I tell you, even so, mind you, mix myself with my thoughts and what my mom thought, it was over with. I was sitting over and thinking, oh, I was literally telling people like, oh, I'm cool with gay people as long as they don't touch me, this and that. Bitch, that's homophobic. And I'm like, what the fuck? But I didn't have the mom that was telling me, hey, no, you shouldn't treat people that way. Love is love. Everybody is just, you know what I'm saying? Everybody can be who they want to be. All the shit. I didn't have that type of mom. You know what I'm saying? My mom was over here stuck in her ways, ego, strong spoken, all this shit just in a bad way. Like, I feel this way, I think this way, that's it, that's it. You're not gonna be that. All that shit. So, freshman year came, I did not come out. Sophomore year didn't come out. Junior year didn't come out. Well, I came out junior year. Junior year is the year I came out. I came out during COVID before I started school. So around that time, me and my mom was head and motherfucking head. Fighting. Like, red and blue, black and white, all this shit. Like, you would have thought she was a fucking Taurus the way he was going head to head. 2 bulls in his ring. Like, we was going head to head because I had came out, right? And my mom was the first person I ever told. Now, well, she wasn't. She wasn't for this reason. I actually told my brothers first. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. I have a cough because of the motherfucking... I really think I got allergies. I don't know. I ain't went to the doctor yet to get diagnosed. I don't know. But I'm sick again for some reason. Y'all saw I was good. I overcame it. And now I'm back with this cough. But nonetheless, fuck that shit. Back to the motherfucking story time. So, basically, I came out to my brothers first. I told my oldest brother and my middle brother. I told my middle brother straight up, like, I think I'm bisexual. I told him one day going to my grandparents' house for Christmas or something like that. Excuse me. And my middle brother really didn't have no reaction. He was just like to himself. I really wasn't expecting much because me and him had like off and on rocky relationship. It was like good 1 minute, bad 1 minute, arguing all the time. Didn't know if you hated me and wanted to kill me or if we was cool and best friends. I don't know. It was really me and my middle brother's relationship was really just trauma based. We trauma bonded a lot. It was really just like we were funny, which I feel like me and my middle brother could get along, but it's like he's very strong, his ego, similar to my mom. So it's like he got his own personal issues. I hope one day, you know what I'm saying, he brings himself on a self-discovery to figure out who he is. I don't know, but me and him was like off and on, hot and cold. My mom was tired of how much we argued. We was in that house arguing almost every day. It's just that he was so annoying. Like, I'm to myself. I'm a very person to myself. I like to, you know what I'm saying, enjoy my peace, my energy. He's very like, just picks at you, annoying. And it's not like normal brothers, sisters, fight, make up, we best friends. It was like we fight, make up, but not really make up. It was like we only made up because I'm sitting over here making excuses for your behavior and just acting like you're gonna get better, but you're not. So it's like he would say little shit like, oh, I want you to die in your sleep. We would fight sometimes. Like, he would verbally abuse me a lot, physically abuse sometimes when my mom wasn't home. And then, so fast forward that, me and my mom, basically, after I told my brothers I came out, like, I came out to my brothers. My oldest brother did accept me. From then, he was like, I didn't feel like he treated me no different than he was just like, oh, you know what I'm saying, I love you regardless, whatever, like, and I appreciate that. That meant a lot. Like, I feel like he was my support and everything. And then after that, you know what I'm saying, he just started being a hypocrite, just like the rest of my family, saying the same shit how they were saying. So then it came down to tell my mom. I told my mom. I sat down with her, I was like, well, I think I'm bi. And she was like, that's not what you are. That's not what God wants you to be. All this certain shit. And if y'all watch my coming out story, I talked about all this shit. Basically, my mom was bashing it. No fruitcakes, no fruities in the house, none of that. And it was like, oh my fucking God, I'm finna deal with bullshit for the rest of my life. And so I'm sitting here panicking, anxiety on 10, or whatever. And it just, our relationship just got worse from then. And it was already rocky from the start because before that, y'all gonna hear me say before that, here it is, fast forward, because it's a lot. It's a lot that goes into it. It's a lot of different periods in my life that I'm trying to remember because, like, you know, the trauma, your mind blocks out a lot of the trauma and shit. So my mom had a drinking problem before then. She would drink, black out. She really made me really scared to even try alcohol ever in my life, which I'm props to my boyfriend, you know what I'm saying, help me get through the trauma. Now I like wine, you know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, my mom loved wine and all that shit. And I thought wine was cool, you know what I'm saying? But I used to get in trouble for little shit like, bro, and I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna get down to all the deets. So basically, my mom would like, she had a heavy alcoholic problem. Like, I'm telling you, like, before when I was younger, I thought that, you know, it was normal, like, you know, adults drinking alcohol here and there, but my mom would drink every day. And for some reason, I thought that was normal because, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't affecting me. I mean, she was acting herself, to which I observed to an extent. I thought she was herself until her relationships and stuff like that would go downhill, or she would go through stuff in her relationships and project it onto us. And then me and my brother. So I'm gonna say not just me and my brother. He would get affected by these things. And she would drink to the point where if something, you know what I'm saying, she went through something, she was angry or something from her relationship, she would get mad, black out, and try to hurt me or verbally abuse me. Like, I remember before I even came out, she would say stuff like, oh, that's why everybody at your school thinks you're gay. And that shit hurt my feelings because she was finna be the first person I came out to, and she didn't even know. So around that time, she would like black out. This is at like my first house when I first moved here. And there was this one time she blacked out and she told me to go downstairs in the basement with the lights off and in the bathroom. We had like a half bathroom downstairs in our basement. And she told me to like sit there with my eye, like, and literally like, don't move, don't go nowhere, none of that. When I would try to come back upstairs, she would tell me go back downstairs. And like, then after that, when somewhat of her clarity, her sense tapped in, like, she let me come upstairs, but then she was like trying to have a conversation with me and my middle brother, and she was like making me put on his glasses. I could not see, and I was like, Mom, like, I can't see. And she was like trying to, like, she was like drunk, trying to teach us a lesson about like making fun of him with glasses, some bullshit. She was forcing me to put this glasses on, and I was like, no, I can't see. And that's what she just kept me mad. Eventually, she separated herself from us, and I was able to get back in my room. But then it was like stuff like that, like the abuse, the trauma, like stuff like that was building up inside of me, and it like low-key created a little resentment from my mom. And I was different from my brothers. I would forgive her like time after time. But it became like, once it came down to me coming out, that's where it struck the core. Like, it was like, damn, like, I already forgave him all this stuff you did to me, and then now it's like, I need you to be here for me, for real. And then you can't be that. So, and then before that, this is the start of my junior year as well. So this is the time period where I'm in my junior year, you know what I'm saying? Just starting school here. I just moved to Racine from Kenosha or whatever, so I'm new here. If y'all not from Wisconsin, it's a city here. So when we just moved here, you know how online school, you had the computers, whatever. Y'all weren't in person because they don't want nobody in COVID or whatever. So I'm on the school, online school, whatever, and basically like, let me, that's just struck a memory. So I had to go pick up my laptop for school, right? So my mom drove me there, but then halfway there, well, not halfway there, we're literally at the school, like literally in the street. And then, so here's the street, y'all. Imagine it's a street, like a long street, and then here's the school. So the street is right next to the school. Like, you look over, the school's right there. I have a paper that's saying like, I need to get my laptop, whatever. And so I'm sitting here in the car with my mom, and she's like drunk. I can tell she's been drinking all day. But I'm just like, okay, like hopefully it's not a big deal. We can just go to the school, get the laptop, come back home. Shit don't go that smooth. So basically, she tells me, "Oh, where's the address? Where's the address?" I'm like, mind you, I don't know. I've never seen this before. Let me know in the comments, whatever, if this is like a normal thing for, you know what I'm saying, alcoholics or people that drink to this extent. She drove there unconsciously or consciously, whatever. In the back of her brain, she drove to the school, right? So she's asking me while we're in front of the school, where is the school? Where is the school? So she's screaming at me, yelling at me like, where's the school? She's telling me like, oh, you have the information right in front of you, and you still don't act like you still don't know what to do and all this stuff. So she's getting mad, getting really aggressive at me. She starts hitting me. She throws her phone. And that's when, like, there's, like, I look up, there's blood on my sweater and stuff. I had to throw that sweater out. And this is also before I was on my spiritual journey. So I had my little cross, my little Christian cross on and shit. So, basically, we was getting into it. She was just, like, hitting me, punching me. Mind you, I'm not doing nothing. I'm, like, sitting here, like, scared, devastated. Like, I don't know what to fucking do. At this point, I gotta save my life. I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So she's throwing her phone at me. She tells me, pick it up, give it to her. So then she stops the car in the middle of the street. She's causing traffic. And on the way there, I'm sitting here scared because she's speeding. Normally, my mom drives like an old lady. She do not be driving fast. I trust my mom always driving in the car. Like, if out of all the people on this earth, I trust my mom to drive me anywhere. But this time, she put my life in danger. So basically, we're sitting in front of the school. After that, she's getting into me, had blood on my sweater and everything. She pulls around to the school, and I'm telling her, like, Mom, we're in front of the school, we're in front of the school. Finally, something taps into her, and I'm telling her, like, you know what I'm saying, we're at the school. She pulls around to the school, like, right in front before, like, the office or whatever. I get out, and I'm finna go, like, in there to ask to use a phone because my phone at that time was off. I had a phone, but I didn't have no money to pay it because I didn't have a job. So, basically, they're like, oh, no, because of COVID, they can't let me come in and use the phone. So, but they're going to send someone out there. So, I'm like, okay, what the fuck? So, they asked me what I'm here for as well. I'm like, here to pick up a laptop. But then they're like, oh, you need a parent to pick up the laptop and sign you out. I'm like, oh, my fucking God. So, mind you, my mom's in the car drunk. Doesn't even know where she's at. Beating on me, screaming on me. Then broke my necklace. I didn't even realize that until I got home. I'm scared as shit. I'm like trying to call my brother, but I'm like, fuck, like, you know what I'm saying? I just need the phone to call my brother or whatever, so somebody can come get me. The lady comes out, this white lady. She comes, brings the laptop, whatever, and she comes to the car. Mind you, I don't know what the fuck me wrong with my mom, whatever, but something in her, like, it's like when she gets around people in public or, like, in a sense, a more serious, like, situation where this is gonna affect her, she somewhat can act normal. So it's like, she's talking to a lady and she's like, what's going on and this and that, and the lady's like, and my mom's like, oh, he's just nervous for the first day of school and stuff like that. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm not nervous. Like, I'm literally in a whole fucked up ass domestic ass situation. Like, what are you talking about? And the lady's not saying that. She thinks I'm crying, whatever, from whatever my mom's telling her. So, after the lady leaves or whatever, and she's like, oh, good luck on your first day, whatever. I'm at this point, I don't want to get back to the car with my mom. I'm like, I don't know what to do. But mind you, I'm all out here by myself, phone off. I can't, like, I don't know what to do. Like, only reason I can do is get back in the car, hope that everything we get back home is safe, connect to the Wi-Fi, call my aunt or whatever, because at this time I don't talk to my aunt right now because I'm gonna get later into that. But basically, I get back in the car. I try to sit in the back seat. She's like, no, get in the front. I get in the front, and she pulls off, and she's like, oh, you're crying in front of these white people, this and this and that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand. Well, how would you expect me to react when you just sat and beat on me and screamed on me for no reason? For the address of the school when you're right in front of the school. Like, Be for real. So we go home. Mind you, she's speeding. She's hitting traffic cones, about to get accidents. This car is honking. Like, it was too much. Like, she literally put my life in danger and was about to kill me. So basically, halfway home, we almost get an accident. She don't remember it, but I did. I was literally sitting over here like this in my seat, like scared as shit out of my life. Scared as shit. So we're almost halfway home, and she starts grabbing my hair. Like, she's grabbing my hair, hitting me like while she's driving, and she's screaming at me. She starts pulling on my hair. Like, I'm crying and screaming. I tell my aunt, I was like, Mom, I love you, but I don't know what to do. Like, I was scared out of my life at that point, because I was just like, I don't want us to, you know what I'm saying, get in a car accident. Now your car fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You had a car note. Like, you can't afford this financially. And for two, like, you only get one life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what can happen. But my spirits was protecting us right there. The universe was protecting me. And it all happened for a reason. So, basically, we get home, right? And immediately when I get home, I'm trying to, like, separate myself from her. I get on the phone, and I, like, connect to Messenger or whatever. And I remember I had texted my brothers. My brother was at work, both of my brothers. But then my middle brother got back to me, and he was like, oh, Keidre's at work, whatever. What's going on? But then I had called my aunt, and she told Keidre, which is my older brother. My older brother came over there, and he picked me up, and then he took me to my grandma's house. And we had to hurry up and sneak and do that because my mom's friend was coming over. And I don't know if my mom's friend knew whatever, but I'm glad that happened all at the same time so I could get away safe to somewhere away from that. So I stayed there for a night, and then the next morning my mom came and got me. But I didn't like how, because it was like when I went there, my family's so messy. My other side of my family, they were literally like just gossiping about situation, and I'm just like, I didn't come over here for you to talk about my mom. Like, I wanted, you know what I'm saying, just to feel safe, some type of understanding. I need somebody to talk to. And it's like, at that point, I didn't want to live at home no more. I didn't want to be at home, because it was like, I don't trust my mom with my life now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing this to me, and I did nothing to you. And then, so, my aunt goes around calling my grandma, telling my situation. They're talking about her. Basically, my whole family knows the story. And at that point, like, my mom don't understand one thing about me. Like, I didn't go over there to be messy or anything, or like, you know what I'm saying? But that was the only person I knew to call, or that would be there for me in a situation like this. Like, I knew my aunt loved me. I knew my aunt cared about me. So it was like, I knew she was gonna do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, in this situation, she kind of did, but kind of didn't. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of messy for you to talk about my mom when, you know what I'm saying? But I do understand in a situation like this, like, damn, that is fucked up to put your child in a situation like that. But it's like, you should have called around, like, asking, like, what do we do? Instead of just, like, gossip and talk about the situation. So, basically, my mom came and got me the next morning. She was just, like, apologizing to me. And she was like, well, I'm not gonna, she was telling me, like, how she's gonna drink less and ever, and she's gonna stop drinking. She never stopped drinking. She stopped drinking as much, but she never stopped drinking. And then it was like a situation after then happened again. Shit just got worse. And it was fucked up, because, like, I really believed my mom. And I felt like out of all my brothers, because, you know, they be fake too. They be talking about her, but then they act like, you know what I'm saying, they support her and all this shit when they really don't. I really feel like I was the one supporting my mom for real. They do to an extent, but not as much as I did for my mom. And it just felt, you know what I'm saying, like, I just felt betrayed, you know what I'm saying? And so, I would pay attention to my mom, like, you know what I'm saying, are you standing on your word? So, and she wasn't. I would look up and I'd see her, like, come home with some bottles or buy alcohol, and it was just really disappointing to see, because it's like, you put me in a situation where you almost took my life, and you're not taking it serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, you say you're gonna stop drinking, and you're still drinking after you just did something like that to me. And then it's like, it's just fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So then After that, this is still before I came out. So when I came out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna come out when she gets this drinking situation, like, settle or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? Shit don't go left. I don't want this to be no violent ass kill me type situation because I'm some fruity. I didn't want to be nothing like that. So, well, hold on, y'all. I'm texting my man. I was gonna wait till she got, to her situation with the drinking and everything settled down. And one of the shows that did inspire me to come out was Love Victor because he was a minority. He didn't deal with the whole verbal. Well, he did deal with the verbal abuse, but it wasn't like physical or none of this shit like that. How my real life was. I thought that shit was gonna go smooth at least than I thought. But then, like, knowing my mom, I kind of knew how the type of person she was and how she felt towards the community and all this stuff. So I really wasn't expecting much from her. But all I was really expecting was something in her heart as a mother would accept me and be like, you know what I'm saying, I love you, I don't care, you know what I'm saying, wish you like, as long as, you know what I'm saying, you still my son and you treat me, you know what I'm saying, the same. Like, I just thought that things would be, I don't know, I just imagine a better story. But this is my real life and this actually fucking happened. And yeah, so basically, from then, online school. So she was coming to my room, screaming at me, yelling at me, like, oh, so you think you're bi? You keep telling yourself that. Glad she didn't get physically abusive with me because it was like, you're doing too much. Like, you're mad because I like ding dongs and zebra cakes. Like, I don't understand it. So basically, it was like toxic. It got toxic and draining. The house became like, it didn't really feel at home anymore. I just wanted to be in my room. Only time I came outside of my room was when I needed to take a shower or eat. But nevertheless, like, I would literally, like, if I would go to work, I would try to get food so I can just eat it in my room. I didn't really want to eat nothing she made. I didn't want to eat out the refrigerator. I didn't want to, none of that. Like, I did not want to be here at all around her, see her face, hear her. I don't want to do none of that because it was like, I know everything's just going to be an argument about what I like. So, basically, I was working on my days off and everything. I was picking up shifts, all that, just so I didn't have to be home. It was a really hard shit to really get through. Like, I was at work talking to my coworkers and stuff. I was looking for them for advice. A lot of people around that time, my first job, Panera, y'all real on for that. It was a toxic workplace, but it was some good people there, and they helped me get me through all this stuff. I had a game manager there. I've never in my work life, ever my history of working, had a game manager. And shout out to his name. What was his name? Michael. Shout out to Michael. I think that was his name. You were one for that because he was there supporting me every step of the way, all that shit. And it was something like, you gotta move out. But I'm like, bitch, I'm not 18 yet. I was only like 16 or 17 around that time. So my 17th birthday became really bad. I'm gonna tell y'all that next, but I left out some few details. So around that time when I had my thing keep doing that. So around that time before so after I came out, she was coming to my room, yelling at me, screaming at me. It was a time, remember, we was having an argument and she threw a whole plate at the refrigerator. She dented our refrigerator. Like, I don't know why. She was just so mad. And then she sat me down having a conversation with me again over it. And she was like, oh, so you want to be sodomized and raped by a man? Tell me all kinds of fucked up shit I never would have thought my mom would have told me. But she said that. And she was just like, basically like trying to manipulate me to think like, oh, you think you're gay, you think you're bi, all that shit. She was just trying to get in my head. And she did get in my head. She did, to the point where I did actually want to hurt myself. But then I was like, what if I kill myself? Like, I didn't want to like hurt, like, I didn't want to like start, you know what I'm saying, cut it and then hit a vein or something and fucking die. But I was like, she literally made me hate myself. Like, I didn't want to be bisexual no more. I thought that it would just go away. You know, I thought about it every day and night. I could not sleep. She caused me into a deep depression. Like, I'm telling you, like, it was a deep ass depression. But my aunt was here for me at that time, because she was getting a lot of hate for dating a woman and getting bashed. And she was there, and she was just like, don't do that to yourself, and I'm here for you. Anybody need to talk to, just call me. And she was there for me, and she meant a lot to me. And so after that, things slowly started to get better with my mom, but it got worse a lot before it got better. So then basically, when I got in person in school, that's when I met friends and they helped me get through a lot. I was able to express myself more, but I was not able to be myself at home at all. And then my middle brother, he went away for college, so it was like I really wasn't around him too much. Like, and he wasn't really supporting me. He was just like, "Oh, you're a black man, just another label on your back." And I'm like, bitch, being bisexual is not gonna stop. Like, what black got to do with being bisexual and being fruity? Like, I can't help that I'm fucking fruity, and I can't help that I'm black. But I'm supposed to change my skin color? Like, fuck is you talking about? And so basically, after that, my mom slowly, like, we stopped arguing, but it was like still, I could tell there was still some like animosity. But then when I went back in person, I met my first, this was my ex. I met my ex, and like, he brought me around, he was more feminine, so he brought more of that out of me and helped balance that masculine feminine energy out of me. Like, I used to think that Bath and Body Works was only for girls and all this stuff, but I was buying all types of lotion. Pride came around, I bought the Love Always Wins lotion, and then there was this one time I actually bought like a fruity lotion, which is the Love Always Wins, and I brought the more like masculine lotion. They really wasn't feminine or masculine, but at the time I thought that's what the two different was. But basically, I bought Love Always Wins, and then I bought the more masculine one from the men's section. And then I got my mama lotion. And I came home and I showed my mom, and she was like, "Oh, I like the masculine one." And I did that purposely, so she would like change her mind and like get her out of that, you know what I'm saying, that delusional homophobic mindset. Like, she would think that anything, little thing, was titled to being a girl and was feminine. And I was just like, you know what I'm saying, trying to teach her something. But I don't know if it did her or not, but maybe something affected her with it or not. But so later down the line, months later, like, we stopped arguing. She came to me and she was like, "We're just gonna have to agree, disagree." But then my 17th birthday, she ruined my birthday. Like, 17th birthday came around, literally, I was on her steps, and she came and wanted to speak to me, and she was like, "Oh, so you think you're bisexual?" And she made me repeat over and over all night till I got tired. "Oh, I'm not bisexual, I'm not bisexual." And that shit was just, it was so draining and toxic. And I was like, we're not going anywhere. People be like, oh, I was like searching up on like, you know, like, do relationships with your mom or parent get better after coming out? I'm like, y'all lying. This shit, especially in a black household, and I was like, this shit's not gonna get better. But months later, it eventually did a little bit. And so she gave me a lot of mixed signals, because it was like, when I started getting the makeup, right? It was this one time, like, I wanted to like start doing my eyebrows, right? And the only thing I put on my eyebrows literally is the eyebrow pomade, just to make my eyebrows look more cleaner. Cause I used to do the little slit with the razor. She had no problem with that until I started putting in, like, you know, the ombre or whatever. The not the ombre, the fucking the you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about, the pomade. The pomade. So I was doing my eyebrows. Y'all know how I do my eyebrows. And she was like, "Oh, so you think you're a drag queen and all this stuff?" I'm like, drag queen? Have you seen drag makeup? I've never even been to drag, and you talk about a drag queen. Like, what are you talking about? And she would say little stuff like that. Well, like, okay, like, you're still on this homophobic stuff. And then Pride came around. She surprised me with a Pride shirt. And that made me cry. Like, I got real emotional and like teared up, because it was like, that meant so much to me. Like, given that all that we've been through, and you finally starting to come around, you know what I'm saying? And like, you're the only parent I have. And through all the abuse and the stuff that I told you about, like, that meant so much to me. And so I'm thinking shit gonna get better. Hold on, y'all. Let me grab this charger, because my phone low. Hold on, y'all. I have to move y'all 1 second. Okay, back to the motherfucking story time. I had to move y'all over here because my charger was not long enough. So basically, I'm thinking after she got me the shirt, things are gonna get better. She's gonna come around, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the start of a new beginning, you know what I'm saying? But then it was like, she would say little stuff like, when I be dating people, like, oh, like, for instance, y'all, I actually brought her, This is one of the first boys I actually like told her about. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't really like tell my mom stuff. Like I said, I dealt with a narcissist, so you gotta really watch and pick and choose the stuff you tell them. You can't really tell them everything, because it's like, once you tell them something about you being you and your personal decisions, oh, don't be doing that. And it's different from a mom, motherly guidance and nurturing and them being overprotective. This was like to the T. They want control of power, know everything. If I go somewhere, I gotta be like, oh, I'm going here for this amount of time. She controlled when I came. You know, like, I'm in high school. She wanted me to be back home 9 o'clock, 9:30. And then I started to get a little bit more rebellious, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm Aquarius. We gonna do what y'all do. And it wasn't like I was a bad kid, y'all. I was not smoking. I was not drinking, most definitely, from the trauma from her. I was not doing none of that. And she was still always like, oh, where are you? Make sure you're being home. You're not gonna be allowed to go out anymore. And I'm like, I'm not even doing anything. Like, and then it's like, you know, sometimes my friends will take a while, you know, want to drop me off and shit like that. And they would get me in trouble sometimes because I'm like, y'all, do y'all know I'm dealing with a narcissist? Do y'all know, like, if I don't leave right now, she's not going to let me come out for 2 weeks and this and that? Like, she will literally do everything in her power to, like, make me feel bad when I'm not even doing anything. Like, and it's like, so it was like, with boys, I had to kind of just, like, maneuver my way around things. Like, I would tell her sometimes about when I really need the advice. Like, if I got my fucking heart broke, I would tell her, like, okay, like, what do I do in a situation like this? But I wouldn't tell her, like, exactly, like, the whole history, everything. Like, she don't know about that man on YouTube that I dealt with, whatever, because that shit hurt the fuck out of me. But I had to lie to my mom a lot, because it was like, if she was more open and more non-judgmental and more just like see me as a person rather than just her child all the time, we would be close. We would really be close. But you know what I'm saying? Because like, I saw her as a person and outside of being a mom, like, and she just didn't respect that about me. There was no boundaries with her. There was no, I need to know this because I feel, and I'm like, okay, it's not that deep. So basically, I brought her around this one dude. I was talking to him for like a good couple weeks, and then we didn't officially start like dating until like the end of the month, which we didn't work out. But, and I give her props for that because she did see something about him. But I thought she was being judgmental at first, but she was kind of being judgmental, but she kind of wasn't lying, like, because when she saw him, he was a little overweight, and she was like, I just did not see him with you. Like, he's just ugly, and it's just like, you know, overweight people, they don't have a sense of control. And I was like, you kind of right, but kind of body shaming. Like, you kind of was spot on, but kind of body shaming. Because turns out, long story short, if y'all didn't watch that video, Painting and Spilling Tea about my ex, I told the story what happened with that boy, that Pisces man. He did not have a sense of control. Like, he just wanted to eat, take, and I didn't realize that about him, and we didn't end up working out. But that was the one like talking stage that I told her about, but I didn't really tell her like exactly everything, because she would have been, oh, don't do that, because like, she don't even know, like, I met him for the first time in Milwaukee off Wiz, a talking app, and you know what I'm saying, and she would already assume and say stuff like weird shit to me before I was even doing nothing. I wasn't even doing nothing. I was on here actually like trying to get to know people, and they was on that weird shit, freak shit, use you shit. They was on that shit. I wasn't. But when I finally, like, you know, explored the dating app, got old enough to use Tinder and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, she swore up and down I was doing shit when I really wasn't. Like, she would be like, oh, literally when I was in my junior year, 16, 17, not even able to get Tinder or no dating apps, she'd be like, oh, you must be on some gay dating app, this and that. I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't even have no friends, let alone, like, and you talk about a gay dating app. And then she would just say, like, weird, strange shit to me, so confused me. Like, okay, like, you was an ally, you supporter, or you know what I'm saying, a terrorist. I don't understand. Like, which one is it? Like, you hate the community, you like me, you hate the community, but only like me? Like, I don't understand. Like, pick a side. So, basically, my senior year came, and our relationship was kind of like on edge. It was like, I like my mom, but I still lying and lying because I can't be myself around her fully because she's gonna judge me, and I wouldn't be allowed to go nowhere if I was really to just bluntly be myself. And you know what I mean? So, like my prom came, I asked her to do my hair a certain way, and she didn't want to do it the way I asked her to do it. And it was little shit like she would do. I wanted to dye my hair. I wanted to bleach it like blonde. She was like, no, you're gonna damage your hair, this and that. That's why I ended up and finally able to dye my hair myself. She did dye my hair, but she put like she dyed it like brown. It wasn't like no blonde. And it was like, did you want control over it or what? Or like, I don't understand. Like shit like that. And it was just like, when I needed to get my first car, I needed her to be there. She was like, oh, I need to go to work or I'm busy. None of my middle brother or my mom was there. And I don't really put too much on my oldest brother because he lived a whole nother life. Like, I don't really see him at that anyways. So, but it was like, you weren't there and I needed her to help me with my driving school. She only wanted to teach me in the parking lot. And then she only took me 2 times. And it was like, how is that gonna help me? Like, the street and the parking lot are 2 different driving. Like, just like, my mom wasn't there for me for the things that I really needed to be there for me. So it made me very independent from an early age. I was already financially dependent only on myself. Because it was like for my first job, which I got a first job at 16. She helped me. She did help me get the permit though. I gave her props for that. But when I was working, she was taking almost half my check to pay bills or whatever, and she was already getting the check from my dad or whatever, so it's like, I'm barely having any money. Like, you would think, like, you know what I'm saying, your first job, your parent wants you to save your money so you get a car and all that shit. Shit was being made harder for me because you're taking my money. So, 16, 17, going on 18, my mom was still taking my money. So, when I moved out, and that's what caused me to help to make me move out, because me and my mom got in an argument one day. And when I got my car, she was like, because when I got my car, I could not wait. I was not finna be home. And so this is around the time I met my boyfriend now. So y'all probably fucking hear it. Let me blow my nose. Hold on, y'all. Just 1 fucking second. I'm back, y'all. Nostrils a little bit more clear. When I got my car, y'all know I was finna cut the fuck up. Like, I was like, I'm not finna be home. I'm finna be out. I'm finna come back home when I wanna come back home. Bitch, this is my car. What you gonna tell me? Give me the keys? I got the loan by myself. I paid my car loan by myself. Like, you can't tell me nothing. I had that little bit of freedom for a little amount of time until she started getting back on Narcissist, wanting to control shit. So, and mind you, like I said, she didn't help come get the car. She didn't put no money for the car. She didn't help me none of that. Only thing she did help me with was when I went to go look for a car, she told me the car lot to look at, which y'all saw. Well, I don't know if I talked about it or not. That caused me car problems I had with that place. That nigga scammed me, but I'm finna do a story time on that another day. She did help me cause she said she rode past this place one day and she was like, oh, look at the car there. She helped me in little ways like that, but it was still like, you weren't there enough with the actual parent shit as you should be. You know what I'm saying? I had my car and I started talking to my boyfriend now. Me and him was just strictly friends. Still getting to know each other. And we met each other off like Facebook dating, whatever, which I'm not gonna spoil too much on that story because I'm gonna do a story time and we gonna both talk about it. And so basically I met my boyfriend. I was gonna go see him. He lived in Kenosha. I lived in Racine. So every day after work, I was driving to go see him. I was scared to go see him at first, but we was like talking through the text for a couple days or a couple weeks. We was talking for like a week. I think a week or so. So then that's when we decided to like see each other in person, because in person, you know what I'm saying, that's how you really get to know a person. Like, you know what I'm saying, what they like, you know what I'm saying, their dislikes, all that shit. So when I was getting to know him, my mom made it very fucking hard because she swore up and down I was doing shit. Like, she was like, oh, what are you trying to be, a whore? This and that. And I'm like, whore? Like, she's like, oh, you're my son, not my daughter. What do you think, you're some type of whore? I'm like, what are you? She was saying all types of shit to me. And I'm just like, bro, I'm not even doing nothing. Like, doing the fucking most. So, mind you, I'm going to go see him, like, almost every day, getting to know him. We sit over just talking, getting over, like, literally, I'm coming to his house, coming to his room, sitting there talking, watching shows, chatting, talking about our history, our life, stuff we've been through. Decide, like, we just get each other, try to just get to know each other as a friend. You know what I'm saying? And so, he became my friend, do a hell of bullshit. And that's when I started to catch feelings for him, then date him. We didn't make it official till September 26th. We don't know the official exactly date because it was through the messages. It was on Facebook dating. And we lost the messages because when we took each other serious, we deleted all those apps and shit out of our phone. So basically, my mom was like, oh, where are you? It's 10 at night, 11 at night. You're supposed to be home at this time. You won't have any privileges if you keep breaking rules. And then I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm gonna come home. Like, I live 30 minutes away. Like, I can literally get my car and drive. Like, what are you talking about? And so, at first, I was coming home by the time she was saying, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm 18 years old. Like, I'm an adult. Like, I'm not even doing nothing. So, it just was irritating. Like, one day she was blowing me up. I woke up and one night I decided to sleep over at his house. Because it was like, I ain't never had no sleepover with friends. She ain't never allowed me to do none of that. So it's like the one time as an adult, I sleep over at a friend's house. And he is a friend. We're not dating yet. She was like, oh, you're sleeping over people's house. You don't even know. This, something like that. And I'm like, I've been talking to him for a minute now. Like, at this point, we've been talking for a couple months. Friends, like, we've been cooling, like, he's cool, and I know his sister already, I know his family, like, I know them, like, I'm cool. So, she was just stressing me out. I had got a flat tire, she did not help me with that, I had to get my car towed, all this shit, I lost my job around that time. Shit just got worse. It just got toxic and bad. Y'all thought it was toxic then, it just got more toxic. I'm coming home, she blocking me, calling me, blowing me up, doing the most, y'all. So, basically, I came home one night, and she was like, I'm tired of you standing out all night, thinking you can do whatever you want to do, and I'm like, I'm not even doing nothing, like, whatever. So, we in a real bad argument, and I'm like, I'm finna go. I grabbed all my stuff, and I'm like, I'm finna go with my man. I'm like, I'm always over here almost every day. I practically live there anyway, and he's cool as shit. We just gonna have to work this out, and this nigga finna be my man anyway. And our energy was already just linked. Like, I knew from then, like, he was my soulmate. I didn't exactly see it yet, but I just felt it. You know what I'm saying? You know how you've just found the one, you just know. So when I moved in with him, we had to move to his sister's house. That was a whole journey and story and shit, but his sister was cool for a little bit, and then, you know what I'm saying, me and her got into it a couple times, but I don't hate her. I still forever have love for her. She needs to grow as a person too as well, but she's not as toxic, far from toxic as his other sister though, but she has her days. So basically, me and my mom just got worse. And mind you, I didn't have a job and I was DoorDashing and I was still paying this lady rent money at a place I don't even live. I don't live no more. And I'm still in the lease there, so I was still trying to help them. I was still trying to stop over there here and there, but that wasn't good enough for my mom. She was still making it seem like, oh, you're doing whatever you want, not listening, you're being disrespectful. Mind you, I don't disrespect my mom at all. I know people that cuss out their parents, say all types of shit. I don't do that. But she swore up and down, narcissistic, everything you're doing is disrespectful. So basically, once I moved out, shit got worse. And at first, for a moment, I thought it was gonna be okay. Like, she was like, I don't care if you leave, as long as you keep up with your half of the rent. But I'm like, Got half of the rent. That $300 every month is literally holding me back. Like, that could go towards credit cards. That could go towards my car payment, and I don't get paid a lot. I was making 13 at that time. Then I lost my job, and I'm still paying you rent. Trying to DoorDash, y'all. I'm DoorDashing money. DoorDashing $300 takes you like a good week, and that you gotta be consistent every day, all day, for at least not all day exactly, but you gotta DoorDash for a couple of hours, like 3-4 hours, 5 hours to make that type of money. So still paying her rent and everything. So it's like after she was talking about how, oh, you're not barely being home and stuff, I'm like, okay, at that point, I might as well just live my life. So we still talking and texting, but then she's off and on blocking me, starting arguments. It just was hurting me, stressing me out. And then I had to move jobs around a lot. I had went to Walmart, went to Potbelly, all these other jobs, trying to find a job while dealing with car problems. My battery died in my car, all this type of shit, and I have no support. My middle brother, I don't fuck with him at all. Last time he told me, go to hell, all type of shit. Cussed me out when I literally came home to reconcile our relationship, and I recorded it. I can play y'all the whole. Let me see if I can pull up the voice message, y'all. Let me show you how me and my middle brother's relationship is. It's downloading. 1 minute. I'm finna show y'all the last ever conversation I had with my middle brother. Wrong one.
For you, just so you can feel more comfortable around me. You are my brother until I die. The same thing is that you have
okay,
path,
but
and I have my own path to live as well.
Okay, but the only thing that should matter of me being your brother is that you love me and you respect me. It should not matter what I like, who I date, that should not matter. It should matter how you are being treated in our relationship. That's the only thing that should matter.
Newfound identity.
New. That's the thing.
Like, newfound identity. Like, hey, I apologize, y'all. Whole time the outlet was not even on. So I thought it was charging my phone. It was not. So it had cut off. But like I was saying, see, y'all see the word choices my brother's using? Newfound identity. Like, I ain't been fruity. Like, y'all been knew I was fruity since I was young. I was literally, I'm embarrassed myself a little bit, y'all. But it was a time I remember I was tying my shirt like a fucking bartender. Doing little shit, but I thought that was me being a kid. I thought that was normal, but whole time I guess I've been doing fruity shit since I was little. But I didn't know I was being a kid. Shit. But, I mean, it made sense. Rainbows and Skittles. But I'm half dipping the Skittles. As y'all know, I'm bisexual. Half dipping the Skittles. I mean, shit. I'm sorry. But I can't help it. But yeah, let me play the rest of this voice message, y'all, so y'all can hear this is the last ever conversation I've had with him. And this is why we don't get along. Because he does not love me unconditionally. And my mom is, like, questionable. So I don't know. I mean, she's not claiming me right now on Facebook. So I don't know.
Hey, I'm just being my real self.
I don't like talking because you cut me off a lot too.
I'll let you speak.
No.
Then I did not cut him off.
The identity that you have for probably the past like 4 years now is blinded by your judgment of the actual growth that people have in their own because you're not really here around.
What are you talking about?
What am I not talking about?
What does my sexuality have to do with, like, I don't, like, elaborate what you mean.
You realize what your newfound identity you have
It's not new.
of homosexual has made you highly sensitive to any criticism.
I'm not sensitive. You know what has built me against the world? Saying that my mom and my brother was my family.
My bad, y'all. My phone is in my pocket.
In this real world, or people will judge me or talk about me, I don't care. Because you know why? Because the people in my own house have disrespected me and judged me first.
Period.
That's why I'm not sensitive to that stuff. It's not a pity case. That's the truth. Have you actually know about the things that homosexual people go through?
I don't care.
See, but that's the thing. You can't say it and be like, oh, well, these people are so sensitive when you don't care. You're not vulnerable.
You need to stop yelling.
And you need to speak truth. Speak your truth.
There's no truth. What is your truth?
I mean, that's why I'm making the decisions I made. I'm living my truth.
And that's why they're really mad. I'm myself, and they're not their authentic self. Like, they don't know how to heal themselves in a healthy way. So they're bad. When they see me make healthy decisions and choices for myself, they be mad. And they try to project it on me like I'm the issue when I'm not. I'm not perfect. I fuck up sometimes, but I deal with it. I admit to it. I accept it. You know, my baggage I deal with, that's why I got a shadow work journal. That's why I work on myself every day. And I forgive myself. They don't do that with themselves. They bottle in, hold it up, and leave shit out and project them on other people. And that's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? So, this is what the rest of you said.
I'm living my life. You're not happy. You don't have to, like, I feel like, from what I see, because you look and judge so much on my life, when...
I have $4,000.
That's good.
That's material things.
I have a pretty healthy relationship with my girlfriend.
That's
I have a
good.
pretty solid relationship with my mom. How you gonna tell me how the fuck I'm not happy?
That's good. That's good.
You're not my fucking life.
And you're not my father.
You're not my fucking life.
Okay?
Understand?
And you're not my life.
You're my
But
mother,
understand,
brother.
the
You're
same
not
thing that you
me,
preach,
how am I
the same thing you should stand on.
Period.
If that's your life, let me live my life.
If everyone else around you isn't gay or bisexual, they're not happy. That's what it is.
No,
Like, what
this
are you
has
talking
nothing to do
about?
with your sexuality. I'm saying off your life, since you want to point at my life. Oh, I'm talking to these people, I'm moving out. Oh, I'm fucking you guys over. I'm still paying rent here. I'm living my life and paying rent here. That's what I do. So none of that of who I talk to or date, that should have nothing to do with that.
I give 2 bucks how much money you have.
Okay? And what your point is, but I'm saying to you, let this be the last time I speak to you. And stand on that. Stand on it. Don't call me. Don't invite me to no movies.
Stand on business.
None of that. You and Kedra go.
Don't care.
Y'all go.
Live your life.
Don't ever speak to me again. And you be happy and live your life.
Well, wish you all can.
Period.
Goodbye.
Wish you
Have a nice life. If you stop being ignorant, you know, and actually live your truth. That's good. Have a good life.
Period. And that was the end that was the last time I ever spoke to my middle brother, like, just a thicket, like, just so stuck in his head. None of that, like, and I'm just like, that's why I don't fuck with my middle brother, because it's like, I don't know, I don't even know if I really ever had, like, a real relationship for real, because it was just, like, abusive, like, that's not my burden to carry, that's not my baggage to carry, that's his life, choices in life, so I'm living my life being happy. At the end of this year, I'm gonna move, I'm gonna be free from these people, so, yeah, but, that was with my middle brother. This all goes together because they basically act the same way. My mom's just a little more nicer with it, but she's still kind of like that whole narcissist with it, still abusive, and it's just like, I don't know. But my mom, me and her also got another altercation before the final straw, before I left as well, because there was one time, I don't even know how this even happened, but I was in the kitchen, and I remember her, like, about to leave somewhere, and her having a conversation with me, and I can tell she was drinking and she was drunk, and she just started getting aggressive with me and stuff, and basically she ended up trying to choke me and kill me. So I was in the kitchen, and she just kept getting closer and closer, and her energy, like, I'm an empath, I absorb that energy, you know what I'm saying, and when her energy gets negative and dark, it just starts, like, pulling a whole wrath around you, where it's like that suffocating feeling where you can't breathe. And I physically started to feel like I could not breathe. Me spiritually, I just felt like I was gonna fall out and die. So I told her, like, Mom, I need to, like, leave. I need to get out of this space because your energy is like, it's literally like I'm gonna fall out, I'm gonna die. She was not trying to listen to me. So when I tried to leave, she tried choking me up and, like, trying to choke me. And I was like, Mom, I was scared. Like, I was looking her dead in her eyes, face to face, and she was just not there. And I don't know what the fuck was wrong with her. And so I ran downstairs and, like, in the lobby area. I didn't want to go down there, but I didn't know what to fucking do. Like, because if I went outside the door, she was going to come outside the door. You know what I'm saying? So, when I went down there, the landlord was down there. So I was telling her about the situation. And I was just, like, talking to her, you know what I'm saying? Because I felt like she was the only person that was normal around me that was going to hear what I was saying. I don't really have no friends who really could help or understand what I was going through. And everybody's trying to manipulate me, make me feel like I'm crazy when they don't really see the stuff I was going through. And so I was telling her, like, I hope she gets help. Like, I said, I'm not going to be here anymore. I'm going to move out. But I I can't be around that. Like, I'm gonna lose my life. I'm gonna be somewhere dead fucking with that. And I'm like, I can't. Like, only thing I can do is love her from a distance. So after that, I had moved out. My life became still more stressful because I still had car problems and financial problems. And then I was dealing with how his other sister was acting. She was turned out homophobic too. She didn't want us around her kids or whatever. And she just became verbally abusive and saying all type of shit to him. Whole time she didn't even like me, and she was trying to act like she liked me. She was trying to use me for rides to places and all types of shit. And so, it became a little better, a lot better when we moved in with his other sister. She just had stuff going on with her house, so that. But then we moved into our own place, and then from then we got into our 2-bedroom, and this is life now. But me and my mom are not speaking. I even did not. I try to speak to her, like, try to talk things out again after like a year. This was like after my birthday. And she was acting the same way. She didn't want to hear the story that I'm telling y'all now. She would get mad, get aggressive. I'm sitting here in tears. She's the only person that just unlocks those feelings of just so much pain and hurt. I really like let out to heal, and it just brings me more pain and more hurt, and she don't listen. She be talking over me, trying to make it seem like my fault. Like, she still blames me for not coming to her when I had these feelings of liking boys. Like, I was gonna come to you when I knew you were homophobic. Like, and so she tries to make everything seem like it's my fault and stuff. So, she never listened to my story. So even like when I brought past her store, like, it'd be sad, and it brings up memories like, damn, like, I miss my mom. I wish I could just go get a hug from my mom and talk to my mom, and I can't do that. It feels like basically both of my parents are dead, and one of them's still here, and it just, like, that's when I have those moments on my channel when I would break down, or sometimes I didn't have the energy to record videos because I was going through something. My mom, I still am now, but I feel like I have let a lot of this shit go. Like, I just accept it for things for how it is, and it's left me a lot less stressed. Like, just so much happiness. I realize so much love that I have around me and for myself, and to just not stress so much about shit that I can't even change. I can't fix it. I can't make her be the perfect mom I want to be. I can't make her be like, hey, I accept all the bullshit I put you through, and I want to start over with you. I want to make things better. I'm sorry, and I just, what I'm saying, I can't just have her let all that, her guard down, and let go of that ego, and just tap into her higher self, and just send some love and healing. I can't make her do that. Hopefully things get better after I move out of state, but she only has the time that she has right now to make up for things, but then after that, she stopped calling me eventually. But I looked like on her social media sometimes, and I saw like, she's not really like claiming me, and like my birthday passed, she didn't tell me happy birthday, and sad. But I was like, I'm saying, I can't do nothing. I did all I could do. I gave her flowers. I would bring flowers to her. I wrote her a card on Mother's Day saying like, what I'm saying, in the future, there's always room for a relationship with me, but you gotta heal. And she's like, I understood your message. And then she started calling my phone, texting me, acting the same thing. And I'm like, same shit. So I just took it as, let it go. Let it go. And after that call to me, turned off my mom, shit, it's gonna have to be like that. It's sad to say, but you can't keep making excuses for people that don't want to help themselves, let alone help you. So, I had to learn it the hard way. I hurt myself so many times going back, coming over there, trying to spend time with her. My whole family thinks I'm the antagonist in this story, and then that's what I'm telling them. Like, I thought my visual diaries would have helped. I thought people would have understood the story better. Like, I don't hate my mom, but I don't bullshit for the shit that she put me through. And they watched the shit like my aunt was being messy and sent it to my mom. and was making it seem like, oh, I'm talking about her. I'm like, I'm not bashing her. Y'all are just all unhealed. And I'm like, y'all don't realize I'm breaking generational curses, but that's not for your destiny to understand. I understand it. I understand my bigger purpose in life and why I'm here. And my spiritual journey is like, I'm here to help heal other people, but I have to heal myself. My mom was unhealed and birthed a healer. Like, I understand shit on a whole another level than I understood shit before now. So it's like, shit don't get to me how it used to do. Like, I'll wake up every day before, breaking down, crying, going back to that deep depression that she originally put me through. Like, I'm like, why am I sitting over here hurting myself over some shit I can't change? So I had to pick myself back up now. So I'm creating so much more love and more beauty into my life than I've ever experienced before. And I'm not gonna let darkness overrule my life. You, like, bitch, get the fuck out of here with that damn darkness. Like, let this light come through. Like, I'm a light worker. When I look around, sit around depressed. So I'm like, no. But I do have my days where it hit me like, you know, I don't got my mom here. But I'm like, I'm so strong. I'm gonna be okay. Like, I got people reminding me of that all the time. My spiritual mentor, Billy's, he's always here for me, and I appreciate that. Just everybody's in their corner right now trying to better themselves and balance out life. And I understand life right now a little bit better. And things are getting better, you know what I'm saying? Slowly but surely, but yeah, and I'm glad to share my story today, and I hope that y'all can relate. Even if y'all even didn't go through any of this abusive shit, I hope that y'all can relate to some extent with like toxic family members or black people in general, because it be our own people treating us this way, and for no reason. And so, if y'all can leave a thumbs up, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and that's pretty much the end of the story. Me and her not talking still, and probably won't talk for a long time. But shit, I'm not gonna worry and stress over it. But I hope that y'all work on your relationship with y'all parents, or if so, if it don't get better, if y'all shit similar to how I live, how my shit is, you gotta get away from those situations. You gotta get away from environments, because you're just gonna hurt yourself. And if you're a minor, you're underage, get through it. If you don't got a friend, get a friend, talk to somebody. If you don't got nobody, be your best friend. You're gonna get yourself through it, because it's all happening for a reason. Dark days, sad rainy days aren't every day. Bitch, the sun come out eventually. And that's all I really have much to say wrapping up this video. I'm sorry it was long as fuck, but it was a whole history to this shit, so. And I had to go off the dome, off the top of my head, thinking back to all this shit. So even my reaction bringing up these things was really like, damn, to myself. Like, I'm strong as fuck. And look at my growth. Like, I wasn't breaking down no more and getting emotional to these things. Like, it happened. Accept it, let it go, because there's so much happiness and light and abundance and joy coming into my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just been blessed with second apartment, brand new car getting fixed right now, a new job on the way. Like, I have extraordinary gifts on me. My ancestors, like, I come from royalty. Like, people don't even know, like, it's so much shit about me. Like, I can't keep stressing over shit like this that happened. Like, I may have not had the best childhood, but I want to have a dope ass adulthood. It's gonna be lit as fuck. And now I'm able to sit back and not think about my mom killing me and her alcohol problems. When I sip a glass of wine, I can sit here and be chill and enjoy the shit. And all the bitches and friends that left me last year and this year, fuck y'all. I want some motherfucking better things. But I love and appreciate y'all. It's Bible and Kim motherfucking signing out. And I love y'all. And I love and appreciate y'all. Don't get in y'all feelings. Don't get sad. Wipe y'all tears. You want some tissue? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But all you gotta do is subscribe. Y'all know what to motherfucking do. But alright, y'all. Bye.